I would like to officially start and welcome you all to session 2 of Choosing Peace in the Midst of Chaos, which is our winter interfaith roundtable series. My name is Chris Drum. I also go by Sister Chris. I'm an interfaith minister, and I'm a Jam and All board member, and I'm very lucky to be a Jam and All board member. I've actually been with Jam, it'll be 5 years this fall, which kind of blows my mind because I can't believe it. I've been here 5 years and I found my people. Yeah, these are my people fighting for peace, broadcasting love. And it's a group of wonderful souls. And just so you know, if you're interested in being a part of us, you'll be welcomed with open arms. We're always looking for new people to join us. And so I just want you to know it's a fabulous organization with really incredible people. I want to just tell you, you met Reverend Todd. Reverend Todd Humphrey is our Zoom host tonight, and he's been doing our producing our roundtables since we started doing these online roundtables during COVID, and he does an amazing job. So he's going to come on again and give us instructions for the small groups later, and you'll have a chance to hear him some more. If you don't know, Jam and All Interfaith was founded 23 years ago, right after 9/11, and our mission is to connect people through conversation and education to create peace, harmony, and understanding. And we do that by bringing people together. We've had picnics, we have these roundtables, we've had potlucks, but our focus is on connection and on dialogue, because we know that when people come together face to face and share their ideas and questions and sometimes meals and sit across from each other and look into each other's eyes, then prejudices start to dissolve, and so do our misconceptions. And so it really is our Jam's mission to do this. What we're doing right now is to bring people together. And our principles really do create respectful, safe places for connection to happen and for us to have these conversations. So it's really wonderful. And we are in the second of our winter series, which is Choosing Peace in the Midst of Chaos. And we are so blessed and so lucky to be able to partner tonight with the Abrahamic Reunion. And I'm very excited. I looked on the Abrahamic Reunion and website, and in their mission and statement, it says they're working to build sustainable peace in diverse communities in the Holy Land and foster harmony by exploring common Abrahamic values in order to create deep and lasting connections between people, and that their vision is also to promote dialogue, connection, understanding, and healing. So we're an amazing fit. And it's just wonderful because we are so dedicated to peace. And every time we collaborate as organizations, we're really building a foundation. When we come together in coalitions and we come together to do work together, we really are creating a broader foundation from which that we can broadcast peace, we can broadcast love with. And you know, the Dalai Lama says that we have to be louder in our love and in our commitment to oneness than people are in their hate and their voicing of division. And last month from AR, which is Abrahamic Reunion, we had Sheikh Manasra, and he said that he inspired us to melt in the ocean of connection, and that's what we do and AR does, is in seeking a state of oneness. So I'm very happy to be introducing our speaker for this roundtable tonight, and his name is Chris Miller, and he's the operations director for Abrahamic Reunion, AR, and he's worked for AR since 2014. He also an Interfaith Minister of the Universal Worship, a representative in the Inayati Sufi Inner School. I love the Inner School. The co-founder and chair of the Inayati Young Adults Council and coordinates programs including a Rising Tide International, an interfaith spiritual center in Sarasota, Florida. Chris leads meditations, classes, and spiritual workshops, poetry classes, nature retreats, loves to hike, walk, explore, and work to protect our shared ecosystem and natural world. You're a guy after my own heart. And he's going to come on now, and he's going to also, during his presentation, he'll be introducing Abed Manasseh, who is the son of the sheikh we listened to last week. So I invite Chris to unmute and share.
Well, from Chris to Chris, thank you so much for that generous introduction. And I'm so happy to be here with all of you here at Jam and All, and where everybody is coming from across the internet into this shared space of connection. And I think that's a beautiful intention, to remember Sheikh Hassan's words and melt in the ocean of connection, melt in the ocean of love together. So the topic is choosing peace in the midst of chaos. And I wanted to just start by taking a moment to invoke peace. And for each person, wherever you are, whatever your belief is, just to touch in with peace within yourself. Maybe just for a few breaths, just to feel peace. Just to feel peace with yourself in connection with that great peace. The peace of this gathering, this group. Thank you for joining me in that moment of peace and remembrance of peace. Truly so important to come from a place of peace, to resonate with peace, and to have peace in our hearts, to be able to choose peace in the midst of chaos. So even amidst all the strife and all the difficulty right now that we may be conscious of and may be thinking of and may be feeling, to remember peace, to remember that sanctuary of peace deep within. So how did I come to work for peace? I've worked with Abrahamic Reunion since 2014. That's 10 years now. 10 years in September, really. And the beginning was because I was with a group of Sufis, Interfaith Sufis in Sarasota, Florida. And one of them, who started Rising Tide, David Less, he'll be next month. So he had been involved in Abrahamic Reunion for many years, and I started participating at Rising Tide and heard about their work. And in 2014, the peacemakers called David, and they said there was another war at that time, the Gaza War of 2014 going on, and there was a deep need for reconnection and for lifting up of hope amidst adversity, amidst chaos, and amidst division. And so they called on David, and David called on the Rising Tide community and called on me, and we answered the call. We decided to bring together support, and we invited Sheikh Hassan, we invited the other peacemakers here to the US to do speaking tours, and they did peace journeys throughout Israel, throughout the Holy Land, throughout the West Bank, taking bus loads of people. And I have some photos that I want to share from this, but busloads of Muslims, Jews, Christians, and Druze, Bedouins, youth, kids, families, parents, uh, sheikhs, rabbis, all of them on one bus, traveling to each other's sacred locations, eating together, sitting together, hearing each other's historical stories, getting to know each other on these journeys. One bus every month. That's how we started, sort of restarted this kind of current era of Abrahamic Reunion. And of course, Abed, who you'll hear from soon, he was there in many of these gatherings. And let me just bring up my screen here. Can you all see that? Oh gosh, I can't see your faces. I'm going to have to go to gallery view. There we go. Now I see you again. You'll have to tell me when I've been going for 10 minutes so we can give Abed 10 minutes to speak also. I want him some time to share. So this is our theme today. And this is 2014. This is one of the multi-faith iftar dinners that we held. It's on the roof, I believe, of the Manasra's home in Nazareth. Is that right, Abed? I don't see it.
Yes.
Yeah. So these multi-faith iftars during Ramadan, it's this time of generosity, of community, of gathering. And this was a major statement to have Muslims, Jews, and Christians pray together in the same space, in the aftermath of conflict, in a trying time in the Holy Land. And Nazareth, of course, is the most populous Arab city in Israel. So it's really an Arab community stronghold. And to invite in Jews, Druze, Christians, there's many Christians in Nazareth, of course, as familiar Christians would know, but it was very poignant, and to have them decide to pray together. And let me see if I can. You still see it here? I just, it was very touching for people to be able to participate in this way. And so we continued from these monthly journeys, and from this, the Abrahamic Reunion traveled to Parliament of World's Religions, where we met Ted Brownstein, and I don't know if Ted is here tonight, but he's a many-time Jam and All participant and South Floridian, very active in interfaith world. Met many others. So let's see if I can show there we go. So how did I get here? Well, this is a poem from Rumi. Out beyond ideas of wrongdoing and right doing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. When the soul lies down in that grass, the world is too full to talk about. Ideas, language, even the phrase each other doesn't make any sense. I was fascinated by the vision of the root of all the religions, of all the faith traditions, in a connection with sacredness, in a connection with divinity, in a connection with goodness. And Rumi's words, in a very short way, captured this. This is from an artist living in Oakland, actually. She has a beautiful website and sells these illuminated manuscripts of different poems and sacred traditions. And she also made this, maybe I'll try to share her link later, which captures this idea of where all the religions are pathways up the same mountain, the divine mountain, the mountain where we see the great picture of oneness, the great picture of all the lands and peoples around us. And I just thought this was such a striking and beautiful image. I'm actually going to write to her. I only found her website today. I'm going to write to her and reach out to connect with her. And so I became fascinated with this idea of how the religions are all truly seeking to benefit humankind, and how could they work together? How could they come together? And lo and behold, the Abrahamic Reunion came into my life. So, when we set these intentions and have these deep beliefs, sometimes they come mirrored back to us in offerings. And Abrahamic Reunion was one of those moments of that reflection to me. Um, and Abrahamic Reunion is special because it's not only working for peace, fighting for peace in the sense of working and striving and struggling for peace, but it's exemplifying peace and demonstrating peace. And this is one of the most important things to me about Abrahamic Reunion and about working for peace is the means. How are the means? I'm sort of a journey person. I want the journey to be the destination. And the journey is peace, right? And if we're bringing peace with us, if we're creating peace where we go, peace is. Peace is remembered and peace can develop and flourish from there. And what I saw in the Abrahamic Reunion, people coming together, this is on the top of Mount Gerizim in the West Bank. It's the Druze Holy Mountain prayer circle. This is a dialogue in the old city of Akko in the north of Israel. What I saw was peace, was human family coming together in the midst of chaos and in the midst of all this. This is in the cave of Elijah, the prayer cave of Elijah in the bottom of Mount Carmel. And that was important to me, that it wasn't just we were seeking for peace, grasping after it, running for it, willing to do anything for it, but we were intentionally exemplifying peace building each step of the way. And I know we're going to go into small groups later, but I wanted to suggest that as one of the things to toss around is, what does demonstrating peace mean to you? There was a funny story, semi-funny story, semi-serious, from a Sufi teacher of David's that he passed on. And his Sufi teacher, Sam Lewis, was in the Bay Area during all the protests, the war protests, and he had gone to a war protest, a peace demonstration, and people asked him what his experience was there, and he said, I didn't see people demonstrating peace at the peace demonstration. I didn't see people demonstrating peace. So I just, that is my little seed thought: is what does demonstrating peace look like? How does it manifest? How does it work together? This is another iftar. There you see Abed. This is in Faradis in the north. Abed, when he didn't have as big of a beard, now he has more children and he has a beard. This is celebrating Tu B'Shvat, a Jewish celebration. And these are a couple of young women who are participating in the youth peace-building programs of Abrahamic Reunion. So I saw hope coming together from these gatherings, and I saw, connection and real peace coming from them. And so here I am, 10 years later, I'm continuing to work with Abrahamic Reunion and working for peace and working in some small way, knowing that the peacemakers there are, led by Sheikh Hassan, are demonstrating peace in their movements towards peace. And so I wanted to introduce Abed Manasra, Abdel Salam Manasra. He has peace in his name already, the servant of peace. And he is the Israeli programs director. I'll stop sharing this here. He's the Israeli programs director for Abrahamic Reunion. And he was born into peacemaking. He's been a lifelong peacemaker, maybe even before he was born. And he's involved in so many programs and making reconciliations, building bridges, creating community in all parts of society in Israel and all of the Holy Land. So Abed, so glad you could be here to share also your story of peace and your work for peace.
Thank you, Chris, and thank you, all of you, for this beautiful night to talk about a very important thing in our life, that the peace. Actually, as Chris mentioned, I was born in a well-known family, especially in the Holy Land, worldwide, but especially in the Holy Land, about they creating peace, they making peace, they choose the life or the path of building, bridges building between nations and between the brothers and sisters in humanity, the human beings. So, yeah, my name is Abdul Salam Manasra. The first blessing that I get from my family, this name, servant of peace, and peace is the sixth name of Allah in Islam. We have 99 names, and the sixth name it's the peace, uh, which is religiously from the Islamic perspective, it's very important. When we say one of the names of from the 99 name is peace, it's one of the most powerful words that Allah choose, or God choose for him, this name. And we pray to prevail this peace on earth. So um, I was born in family. I am the third generation of peacemaking after the 48, after the Israel's establishment and after the 48 especially. My grandfather, who started our path, also Sheikh, his name also Sheikh Abdul Salam Manasra. He is a Sufi Sheikh, and he is the father of my father, Sheikh Ghassan Manasra. And Sheikh Ghassan Manasra, he well known in this path, and he's the international director of the Abrahamic Reunion. I believe you met him a week ago, or the first meeting in this series. So the I always explain that my life is a little bit special because I was born in this house that from the first day of my life, I was given all this knowledge and and open, that my house is very open to the different nations and the others. I lived in a house that believe in a human being as a human being, regard to his color, faith, or beliefs, or anything. First of all, we are all a human being. After that, we can all choose what we can be and what is our faith. Of course, I am have today the title of Sheikh, a Muslim Sheikh, and also we belong to the family of the Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and we are a traditionally Sufi order, Islamic Sufi order. So also we came from house that knowledgeable in Islam and believe in peace during our faith also. So this is the importance of, always I'm saying, of to raise in house that um, living to see everybody together, everybody coming to this house from all the world, from different religions, to learn about the others, to speak with the others, to hear different language, to understand more and different faiths. I was touched especially from the Quran, from verse called أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الناس إنا خلقناكم من ذكر وأنثى وَجَعَلْنَاكُمْ شُعُوبًا وَقَبَائِلَ لِتَعَارَفُوا إِنَّ أَكْرَمَكُمْ عِنْدَ اللَّهِ أَتْقَاكُمْ. O people, we create you from male and female, and we made you in nations and tribes to know, to meet each other, to know each other. So always I'm saying before we fighting who's the right, who's the my faith is the best, or your faith is the best. We are all the creation of God, and He said in different verse in Quran, we create you from different nations. We create you different nations. God say, I can create you one nation, but He choose to create us different nations. And of course, we are not game of God, but He's this in purpose to know each other, to learn from each other, to complete each other. So when I wanted to start learning Islam, I also learned the verse of وَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ. Who's the ask the people of knowledge of book if you don't know. So why God, when He give me the faith of Islam, He asking me to go to learn also from the different of the previous faiths, from different people, because this is the whole picture. You have part, and he have part, and the others have parts. So if we learn from each other, we can understand the huge picture. If we can respect each other, this is the most important thing. We believe in oneness. After that, we believe, all of us together, that we have to understand the others. We have also a Sufi, a very beautiful, in the Sufism we learn, if you want to know the other, if you want to know your God, first you need to know yourself. And how can I know myself? I have to know the other. If I'm looking through your eyes, I can see myself. You are the mirror of myself. So if I know you so well, if I understand the others so well, so we can understand ourselves more, and we can be more close to God who create all of us, not to fight each other, not to kill each other, not to say you wrong, I am. How could you know if you are the right person or not? You should understand the others very well and believe in the others very well and respect. This is the most important. You can believe, you can. Well, of course, when you choose to be a Jewish or Christian or Muslim, you are this is your beliefs. So you believe in this faith, but to respect the other, that will give you more beliefs and more value in front of God, because He said, "Inna akramakum indallahi atqakum," the more valuable who if he have his the fear, it means the love of Allah more and more and more. So I didn't only choose to be the peace during chaos. No, I was born in this situation, in this path. And when I get more knowledge in this path, I choose to continue in this path and to pass it also to the next generation, in my daughters, my son, and in my family, to continue this very holy mission that we doing. This is who I am, and I'm sorry if I'm taking so long to speak or speaking a lot, but also I start working with the Abrahamic Reunion also in 2015 as a coordinator, and after that as a programs manager. Create we have a huge net and relationship in the Holy Land, in Palestine and Israel, with different levels of people, leaders, academics, universities, youth, women's, families, to create all different programs to gather the people, to gather the people. This is the most important thing, to gather the people. The human being in the nature, they're afraid from the mysterious things. There's something that they don't know. We're afraid from the darkness. We're afraid from anything we don't know. So when we bring the people together, first of all, they will understand they all a human being. I'm a human being, and they are a human being. I want to eat. I need food. They need food. We eating together. We break the ice together to give them food to eat together, to talk to each other, to speak about the life together, building in trust, building a connection and bridges between them. And after that, they start to discuss, to have their own discussion about different things, sensitive things about the life, about politics, about different, about the faith, about the religion. But the most important thing that we bring the people together. This is why also we're focusing in iftar in Ramadan, the iftar, which is uh, giving the people the staple food, a very lovely chatting or talking, and to introduce to each other, to have this connection. Today, the Abrahamic Reunion succeeded to create a huge relationship between people in the Holy Land from the different faiths, from different regions, from different backgrounds, people they never thought. We have hundreds of stories about people they never thinking even to meet with others. So this is one of the most successful things that we doing to gather the people, to respect each other, to understand each other, and this is what we doing, and we will do more and more and more. Um, Thank you. This is what I wanted to share with you. We can stay talk about for years, but this is in brief, and I hope you enjoyed as I enjoyed to see you. And while we are gathering here, this is a very beautiful meeting today. Thank you.
Wow, thank you. You are our kind of people. And we're really honored to have you here sharing. And
My
so
pleasure.
turn it over to Todd. Ask Todd to come on. He's going to be breaking us into groups. And again, I love that the question that Chris posed, which is what would demonstrating peace look like to us? And I think that's something that we can consider in our small groups. And I know that Todd is going to tell us that in this small group, our work is to come up with a nugget to share. And um, and so
And
you're going to.
that is the official word. Like it's nugget. You're looking for a nugget to share. Because you're going to come up with so many great ideas, and it's occasionally we find that ideas get repeated. So listen and see what idea hasn't been shared yet by another group, because when you break into your small groups, we are going to ask that one person get nominated or volunteer to be a reporter, so that when you come back to the main group, that you can share this golden thread, this beautiful idea that has come out of your conversation. And again, what does demonstrating for peace look like for you? And then see where that conversation carries you, because again, we know that these groups have been divinely ordained, because this was all randomly done by the magic of the internet and the Zoom software. And so you're going to go into small groups. We do ask that you do participate. You're automatically going to get moved into your small group, and you will be able to have a conversation, see where that leads you. Then you're going to come back. Your reporter again is going to come back with the one key thought, key idea that you want to share with the overall group. We're going to spend 30 minutes in our breakout rooms. So you'll have lots of time that you will be able to communicate with one another. It's going to take me a couple of minutes. I'm going to open these rooms, and most of you are going to end up in a room. I've already had some people drop out, so you might get moved, and you will forgive me for moving you around once we open them up. I want our guest speakers and Chris to know that you're going to be put into a room, just the three of you, and because you are all co-hosts of this event, you will be able to bounce around and visit different rooms if you would like to do that. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and open these. If you have any questions or have any technical difficulties, please don't hesitate to message me in the chat. Back now. Yeah. Welcome back, friends. Trust that you had an incredible conversation over the past few minutes, and we are delighted that you're with us. My dog wants to be on screen, so if she jumps in there, you'll forgive me for having her with me. I want us to go ahead and get started. Standalin, you have unmuted. Who's going to share from your group?
We want to see your dog.
Oh, she just laid down.
I can show you mine.
Aww.
Aw.
She's lying on my lap.
Zev, will you unmute so I can?
Yeah. So the funny thing about my situation is I can unmute, but my camera on my other monitor, which is where the camera is currently getting fixed. So I'm on an alternate monitor, so my camera is not working. So I'm just going to be able to speak, but happy to do that. Yeah.
Perfect. Share with us, please.
So we came up with a lot of pretty nice themes that I think spoke to the kind of conversation at large, and some of the things that kind of came up were things like mindfulness and coming from a place of pure spirit. Like we all, no matter what your background was, like the word pure spirit kind of seemed like something we liked, and we also liked coming together with not having any preconceived notions. So we kind of put that all together and said that you can use mindfulness or coming from a place of pure spirit to set aside preconceived notions in order to be fully present with other people and to interact with fullness from that place.
That'll preach. I'm taking notes.
That's what we got.
So thank you so much, Zev. We're grateful. And so let's see. I'm gonna read down my list here in the chat, and so I think from Judy's group, Bob, can you unmute and share with us? You are still muted.
Okay, can you hear me?
We can.
Excellent. Lots of different thoughts from people, but I think the best summation is to support and engage in groups that are for peace and for togetherness, as opposed to groups that are against something, as in against war.
Excellent.
And
Thank you.
that's a very succinct summation. Sorry.
No, that's perfect. We want to make sure we give room for everyone else. So thank you so much. We're grateful that you brought that back. Jane, I see that you are unmuted. Can you share from your group, please?
Sure. We mostly spoke about one-to-one smiling and giving to a person from one-to-one, one person at a time. So we came up with, let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me. That was our nugget.
That's a great nugget. Thank you so much, Jane. Yona, will you unmute and share from your group, please?
Yes, I do. We had some very wonderful discussions and came up with a lot of wonderful nuggets. We agreed that the photos that Chris showed were very helpful, and we felt that seeing people in community eating together just really brought that feeling of what happens in this kind of work. So that was very helpful. First with people first, and we're eating, and well, how different are we right there and then? We talked about how just holding kindness in our hearts, by finding the kindness in ourselves, just putting that out, just walking with kindness, just demonstrates peace and allows peace to happen, as well as listening, giving people the space to talk and listening non-judgmentally, hopefully, and allowing people to be heard. That's really helps peace and demonstrates kindness. And then we also laughed about talking about belief systems, and you can also call it BS if you want. And we remembered a few of us know teachings of Pir Vilayat Inayat Khan, who repeatedly spoke about I don't trust anyone's beliefs, and especially my own. So having that realization about being able to separate oneself from the beliefs one has can be helpful as well. We had very nice discussions.
Great. Thank you so much. Masuda, will you unmute now and share from your group, please?
Yes, thank you so much, Reverend Todd, for allowing us to share our nugget. We had a group of 4 people, a psychologist, Dr. George Simon, Dr. Oslam, who's a physician, Sophia, and myself. Basically, what we all got to is when we connect with others in a non-judgmental, open-hearted way and accept each other without biases, leads to peace, leads to tolerance, leads to our minds being open to each other and accepting others' ideas, others' beliefs, and not imposing our beliefs onto other people. And one of the best ways that Dr. Oslam talked about and Sophia talked about, one that Sophia talked about is we as Muslims pray 5 times a day. And what that does is we go in front of God, and all mistakes we've done for the past that much time, we ask for forgiveness, and that gives us peace within ourselves to know that God has forgiven. And when we are at peace with ourselves, we can make peace better with other people. So that opened doors. And the thing that Dr. Oslam talked about is that in their Turkish interfaith, what they do is they open doors to everybody to come and share food and talk and discuss, so which leads to peace. So these small gestures, things that they're doing. And Dr. George Simon talked about they being voice for the Palestinian, where the Palestinian cannot raise their voices to their senators and all, is another way of their peace. So this all gets to peace in their own puzzle. So that's our nugget for all. And I agree with all 3 people that were on the discussion. And thank you for listening. And may peace be with us. And may we be able to spread this peace with everybody. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Masuda. So good to see you again tonight.
Thank you.
Let's see, Judy, who was sharing from your group, and can that person unmute?
That was actually Bob Ireland.
Oh, that was right. I'm sorry. Pardon me. And let's see, Arlene, who was sharing from your group?
Well, there was wonderful people, and Audrey's going to report our nuggets.
Wonderful.
Hi, it was Arlene, Ian, Judith, and me, and our nugget was that each of us has the opportunity to choose within ourselves to be peaceful, to be a better angel. It's probably the first and the last step that we must take, and choose it.
Wonderful picture.
I don't think so. His thumbs are in the way.
Choosing peace involves some of the things that I've heard already. Listening to another person's point of view in a non-judgmental, authentic kind of a way where you really are inviting them to share, and putting yourself in other shoes. And Ian brought up something that he knew. to have the idea of peace with problems, but without violence. That's our
Wonderful.
nugget.
Thank you so much. Let's see. I believe Irma, who's going to share from your group?
I am. Linda,
Hey, Linda.
yes. Well, I told a story about a lady stopping at an orange light instead of going through the orange light. She stopped at the orange light, and the car in back of her started honking her horn, giving hand signals, and saying nasty things. And the car in back of her was a cop. And the cop got out of his car and he arrested the lady who was making all those hand signals. And he put her in jail. The next morning he went to the jail and he apologized profusely. And he said, I thought that you stole the car because on the back of your car you had peace be with you, God loves you, all these great peace things. So of course I thought the car was stolen. So our nugget is living peace spreads peace.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. I'm looking to see Camrose, who is sharing from your group?
Tracy.
Tracy.
Yeah, hello, right here.
Hi.
Hello. So in addition to Camrose and myself, we had two other people. We had Marion and Lori. I think that's how we pronounce your name. And we came up with a fun nugget. So in summary, first, cleanse your thoughts, your biases, and so forth. And then listen to the song by John Lennon, Imagine. And we thought that was a wonderful way to demonstrate peace.
Absolutely. And one of my favorite songs. What great tidbits you all brought back to us. I believe I got all of the groups. And if I did not, speak now or start practicing peace. I do want to pause for just a moment. We had a number of people that had volunteered their time to moderate groups for us, and I want to give them a shout out. Not everyone ended up moderating a group tonight, but our list of moderators tonight was Standalin and Vernell and Sophia and Camrose and Samira and Yona and Judy and Linda and Arlene and Sadia and Irma and Fran and Laura Sue and Kathy. And so to all of you that were willing to step into service and to do one of those important pieces of peace and making sure that people have an opportunity to be heard and to hear. Thank you so much for your willingness to step into service tonight. I want to remind everyone as you share information about our roundtables that we offer here at Jam and All Interfaith, the roundtables are so important to promote that dialogue. And every time I jump through hoops to get these rooms evened out, so everybody's going to have a great conversation and lots of people, and then people drop off. So when you tell your friends about this incredible event, please encourage them to stay and participate because we really, really like to have as many voices heard as we can because so many of us don't have an opportunity to feel heard and to be witnesses to other people. There's lots of great information that has been shared in our chat tonight as well, including I noticed that Safia has given us some dates for some Ramadan dinners that are coming up, and we know that if you are in the Florida area, I am not, but those of you that are, I know that they would love to see you at some of those gatherings. And now I want to turn it back over to our host, and I'll shut up.
So I'm seeing that it's 8:57, and I know that we were gonna invite Chris Abed back to share a final thought. So I would like to, if Chris wants to come on and share a final thought, that would be great. And Abed, and I'm just so thrilled to be welcoming you back to close this session.
Thank you, Chris and Todd, and everybody who's put this together and worked hard on this program. It's been really beautiful to be with you all, and so enlightening to hear all of your incredible nuggets. Golden nuggets found out there in all those conversations. Really beautiful stories. I just wanted to close with a couple quotes from a couple poems. This is from the Palestinian poet Mahmoud Darwish. He has a poem called "I See What I Want," and it's a repetition of "I see what I want." And he says, "I see what I want in peace. Right now, I see a deer and grass and a stream of water, and I close my eyes. This deer is asleep on my arm, and the hunter asleep too, near its sons in a faraway place." I just thought that was such a beautiful and touching moment of peace in his poems. And he's a champion of the Palestinian voice. Mahmoud Darwish, if you haven't read his work, he's a very, very powerful work. And a short quote from a poem called "Peace" from the Greek poet Yanis Ritsos. "My brothers and sisters, all the world with all its dreams breathes deeply in peace. Give us your hands, brothers and sisters. This is peace." So thank you so much. And Abid, if you have a last prayer or something you want to share, please.
Yeah, I should thank you first of all for this very beautiful night, and also I would thank you again for your support and your belief in peace. So this gathering, it's the most important thing that we are doing to hold the hope, to believe in hope. And I pray always for the peace. We say, Allahumma Rabb al-Salam, Khaliq al-Salam, Sahib al-Salam, An'am alayna bis-Salam, warzuqna al-Salam. Oh God, the creator of peace and the God of peace, the peace prevail, the peace on earth, and only we need to hold this hope, and peace is possible, and peace is fact, but we need to stay believing it, do the best to achieve peace. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ameen.
Thank you so much. Thank you both so much, Chris and Abed, for being here. And thank you all, everybody that's here, for attending and for holding the vision of peace with us. If you appreciate this kind of event, we invite you to join Jam and All Interfaith. Jam and All Interfaith is, like I said before, this is a wonderful organization, and we have need for volunteers to do outreach, to come to our events, to help with events. We would welcome you with open arms if you are interested in helping us and becoming a member. Our membership is only $20 a year, and the information's on our website. And we encourage you to check us out, and to check out the Abrahamic Reunion for more information about the work that they do. And their website is the slide, on one of the slides. Let's see, there we go. We have Abrahamic Reunions and our website up there. Both organizations would really welcome donations of any size, because this is the grassroots work that we're doing, and we really appreciate any kind of donations you can make. And I want to make sure to invite you to our next session, which is March 25th. And we're going to hear from the chairman and co-founder of the Abrahamic Reunion. And it's really such an opportunity to really listen to people who are doing the work in the Holy Land. So we're so grateful. Again, we're so grateful for this collaboration. So stay tuned. I would definitely recommend looking at the chat and seeing the information in the chat. Watch your emails for the next invitation. And we look forward to seeing you soon. And thank you, Rev Todd, and the facilitators and everybody here. It was just really heart lifting to be with kindred spirits. So thank you. We'll see you next month.